Hello, everyone. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. This is Sanjeev here from Sydney, Australia. And on this page, I normally talk about everything got to do with starting your own online business, which is very exciting. And today we've got a very special guest all the way from Ontario, Canada, Shelley. She's been doing the business for, I believe, 3 years.
It's been
And
years. Yeah.
Yes, so without further ado, Shelley, why don't you introduce yourself and tell the audience where you're from and how you're going with this business?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on here, Sanjeev. This is a great opportunity to let people know that they have a choice. So, my name is Shelley, and I am from Ontario, Canada. Originally, I'm from a tiny Caribbean island called St. Kitts. I've
Hmm.
been living here in Canada for 37 years. I'm telling my age
Wow.
here. And so I work full time as an office manager at a school. I am a mother of
Hmm.
5 adults, and I have 2 grandsons. And so I was looking for a way to earn some extra income. I was looking for a way to, add to my retirement nest egg. And so when I came across this business, I did exactly what it said to do. I
Hmm.
watched a 90-minute presentation, which was like an introductory presentation to the business.
Yep.
And even before it ended, I knew exactly that this is what I had been praying for. This is what I had been searching for a long time, a way to
Yep.
have a side hustle to make a couple of extra $100 a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, I was actually watching your story on the community we're in. Can you tell us a bit of thing that you wanted to do before you came to doing this business?
Well, it's funny you ask because when I saw this business, I had just registered to start university for the first time in my life. I wanted to go
Hmm.
back to school to get a better education so I can get a better job because I'm a baby boomer. So I'm getting close to that retirement age. And at 3 years ago, I thought, oh my goodness, I don't have enough time because
Hmm.
I was a stay at home mom for 15 years raising my
Yep.
children. So I lost out on all of that in order to raise my children, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. But you do lose a bit of yourself, at
Yep.
times. And so I wanted to get a degree in as a social worker in social work so that I can get a better paying job, so that I could have more money to put away from my retirement, so I could put my daughter through university. She's now going into her 3rd year. So those were some of my whys. There were many, of course, travel and just being able to help my children in life and to help others as well.
Yep. Okay. That's awesome. So did you end up enrolling for the uni or what happened
I
there?
did. I did. I started university in September actually of 2018, and I did a year. And at the same 2 weeks before I started is when I saw this business, and I registered for the business, got involved right away. I got off the fence. I was never on
Yep.
the fence, I should say, but I thought about it. I looked into it and attended the webinar, and I started right away. But school got in the way. As I said, I work full time. I was going to school at night, like part time, and it
Yep.
is doable. But then I started thinking about what I had in my hand as far as this business is concerned. And I decided I had to make a decision as to whether I was going to invest my money in getting a degree that I may not be able to use, because at my age, a lot of companies don't like hiring baby boomers. And
Yep.
so I wasn't sure what my prospects would be. And so I decided, you know what? I think I am going to, rather than invest in getting a degree, which I can get at any time, I am
Yep.
going to invest in this business. I am going to build this business because the whole reason that I was going back to school was to secure my retirement nest egg. And I
Yep.
thought, I have this business in my hand. Why don't I use that to get this retirement nest egg built instead of going back to school? Now, I am not by any means advocating for anybody who is in school to quit school, Please
Yep.
don't do that. Don't say Shelley said to do that. No, not at all. That was my decision. And everybody has to make their own decision in life as to how they want to live their life.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's where I was. And school is on the back burner. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
It will
wow.
happen, but it will happen for different reasons. When I do go back, it would be because it's my choice to learn something different. And yeah, so that's where I am right now. I'm building my business.
I'm quite amazed that person. I'm not calling you old or anything, but person of
That's
your
okay. I
age,
don't mind. I've earned it.
pers- person of your age took the bold move just to go to uni, like from being a stay-at-home mom and then raising
Yeah.
your kids and then making the decision to go to uni. That's pretty brave of you to do that. And so, how has this business actually changed you as a person? I know there's
Oh.
great potential, like earning wise, but how has this business changed you as a person?
Well, first of all, it's changed my outlook on life. I no longer think I'm no longer worried about growing old without enough of a nest egg for my retirement. This business has changed my life in the sense that I was not a techie person at all. I knew enough about technology to get my work done, to get my job done as an
Hmm.
office manager, office assistant. And so, in that aspect, it took me out of my comfort zone. Because really, when you think of it, in order to achieve more, you have to do more. You have to
Yep.
be willing to be open, you have to be willing to be vulnerable, you have to be willing to learn. And so the fact that I didn't have any business experience, I was not extremely techie, so to speak. Those are things that I thought about, but I did not let them hinder me because I knew what my end goal was.
Yep.
And so it's changed my life in that way. I also learned a lot more about business, about how business is changing from
Hmm.
the traditional brick and mortar to the online space. And I never the amount of information you get just in looking at the webinar about business,
Hmm.
that alone is enough of a takeaway. you
Yep.
know I learned a lot about my mindset and how having the right mindset is pivotal to moving forward in life. Having
Yep.
the right attitude towards life in general. I am surrounded with a community of like minded, positive business professionals who have taken this business and who are running with it and who are
Yep.
succeeding. And so it has changed my life in so many ways. I now have a legacy that I could leave for my kids. I
Yep.
now have a business that I could get my children involved in. And so the perks are numerous, too many to mention.
Yep. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. So there's so
Yeah.
much things you can be learning
Oh,
from this business alone.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And every if we go over everything, we'll probably be a whole night, whole day.
I know. It could take forever. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Um. So tell us about bit more about when you found this opportunity. You said you jumped in straight away.
Yeah.
What was that driving force behind that you took the leap of faith straight away?
One of the driving forces was the fact that I was not too old. I was not too old to get started in this business. The panel of people doing the presentation at the time that I saw it, they were of various ages,
Hmm.
various backgrounds,
Yep.
various ethnic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, people from all stages of life, mothers, young mothers, people who are looking to retire, just like myself, people who had retired into this business,
Yep.
and I looked at it and I thought, this is something that I could get my kids on board with. This is something that I would not be ashamed to present to family and friends.
Yep.
And so there was no sitting on the fence for me at all. Like, I don't have time to sit on the fence. I got in right away. Initially, as I said, I started school 2 weeks later, And this
Mhm.
business sort of took a back seat, but it wasn't something that I had thrown away or something that could go away unless I made that happen. And I had no intentions of making that happen. So
Yeah,
I knew I was in the right place. I felt deep down within because I'd prayed a lot about this. And I knew that this was an answer to my prayers.
yeah, of course, of course. How long were you praying for something like this? Were you looking for a long time?
Um, Probably I would say on and off, maybe about 2 years. And
Okay.
just prior to getting into this, I had found something else online
Yep.
that had promised that, if this doesn't work out, you'll get your money back. And I lost quite a few $100s with that venture because I found that it wasn't for me. And when it was time for me to request my money, I was told, I wouldn't call names, but I was told by the business owners or whoever they were, the people presenting it, that I had to prove to them that I had tried so I can get my money back.
No.
With our business, we offer a 30-day money back guarantee. Once you
Okay.
decide to come in as a business owner and take a look at this business, you have 30 days to review it. You have 30 days to do your research. You have 30 days to decide whether or not this business is for you. And
Yep.
within that 30 days, if you decide, no, this is not for me, you get your money back. Every penny of your money, you get it back. Nobody will ask you any questions. You won't have anything to prove to anybody. And that is the beauty of this business. It is 100% guaranteed, it is 100% risk free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying because I was that person who actually, when I bought the program,
Yeah.
um, within a few 3, 4 hours, I demanded to get my money back
Okay.
uh,
Cold feet, did you?
because I thought this was some sort of scam or something,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But when my coach and my mentor they actually called me, then I was rest assured that this is something that's like legit, and
Right.
that's when I bought in again. So, and here I am. So,
There you go. There you go. And
yeah,
so you prove that the system was working. You
yep,
prove that what they promised, that you would get back your money, that you would get it back, and it happened.
yep,
So there is no risk involved. There is no risk involved. The only risk is turning away and wondering to yourself, why didn't I? What if this works? That was one of the things that was really bugging me. Like, I kept thinking, what if I don't do this and it really works? I couldn't stand the thought of
mm,
knowing that I had passed up an opportunity that thousands of people were taking advantage of, and I just
yep,
let it go without, just because of being skeptical. Being skeptical is great.
yep,
You could be skeptical, but check things out and make sure when you're checking things out, you go to credible sources.
yep,
Don't listen to your neighbor or somebody who felt that, they tried something online and it didn't work. You do your own due diligence, check it out thoroughly, make your decision. And as I said, you have that 30-day money back guarantee. If you feel it's not for you, then you
yep,
get your money back because it's not for everybody, you know?
yeah. Of course,
So,
yeah, yeah. Can you walk us through the initial process, how people can actually find out about more about this opportunity?
so the best way and the only way to find out about this opportunity is to go to the website of whomever introduced you to this business, or if you've seen an ad, you click on that person's website, you register with your name and your email, and you get invited to a 90-minute free live webinar. It's an information session. It
Yep,
gives you all the groundwork for the business, it tells you about the opportunity, and you make that decision. You pay your 149, get involved, find out. That is when you find out. When you pay that 149, there is a lot of information that is made available to you about the business
yep,
that you wouldn't get otherwise. So you have 30 days. Check it out. Check it out. It won't hurt. So once you do that and you make the decision, then you become a business owner, and you get invited to our business community, and
Yep.
all that information is there for you. So
Yeah. I'm actually quite blown away that we are actually in a living in the world. There's technology dominated world, but I find it so amazed that people still think that online business is a scam.
mhm.
I actually got someone who actually reached out to me last week, and when she found out about this opportunity, straight away she said to me, "Is this a scam?" So I was actually quite blown away, because if you see all these online businesses that's happening in the world now, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, even YouTube, um, people don't know that they're making actually billions of dollars just using the internet. So are those businesses a scam? It's not a scam. So just like those business, this is not a scam. What do you have to say about that? Like people thinking this is a scam?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with being skeptical, as I said before. There is nothing wrong with being cautious. As a matter of fact, that is a very mature way to operate life, to navigate through life. You have to ask questions. The trick is to do deep research, and the trick is to research credible sources before you make a decision or listen to anybody. Everybody is saying, using that big S word, the scam, but get your facts. You know, attend the webinar and get your facts. That is where you begin. You
Yep,
can't just, it makes no sense to just, listen to what somebody else's experience was. You have to have your own experience. You have to get your facts and do your own research,
yep,
find out what you need to find out from credible sources, and then make your decision. It's like anything else. If you're going to be opening a brick and mortar business, a clothing store or a shoe store, you're going to get your facts. You're not just going to take your money one day and rent a brick and mortar building, and you're going to get your facts. You're going to research what you're doing. So this is no different.
of
You get
course, yeah,
your facts, do the research, make your decision. You will never
yeah.
know unless you find out. And the first step is to attend our information webinar. That is where your first step is. That is where you get your information.
All good, yeah. That's the first starting point for anyone. And any last words do you have for the audience that's watching and who is actually interested? Do you have any last message to pass it to them?
I would just like to say that for me, I love my job. But my job cannot give me financial security. My job cannot give me a legacy for my children. My job will never give me the retirement fund that I need to survive. This business, I know, can do all of those things. So if you're sitting on the fence, this is for people who have seen this business. If you're sitting on the fence, jump off the fence, because nothing happens when you're on the fence. There are two sides. You either decide you want to do this, or you decide it's not for you. But if you're sitting on the fence, you'll always be there unless you jump off on one side of the or the other. But jump off the fence, take the leap of faith, check this business out thoroughly, make your decision to get started, because it will be the best decision of your life.
No problem. Thank you so much for your time, Shelly. I really appreciate.
You are most welcome.
And the reason I called you in here, because people always they're scared that they're not a tech savvy person, and
Right.
they actually let their age actually stop them. So as you can see, we got a living proof here. She's
That's right.
successful in what she's doing, and there's no barrier of entry in this business. It can be any age. It can start from anywhere.
Mhm.
So
As long as
that's
you're breathing, as long as you're living, as long as you're willing to do more than you're doing now, or to do something different, to do something outside of the box, outside of the norm, this can be done by anybody. You
Yep.
just have to have a willingness to learn. You have to have a willingness to be teachable, and you have to have a willingness to explore something other than what you're doing now, because what I was doing wasn't working. So I had to look outside of the box. So I would just encourage you to do your research, faith over fear, and get going.
No problem. With that note, we'll end this call. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye
Thank you
bye.
for having me, Sanjeev. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.